Today I will be showing you how to sew a box pouch. It looks like this. Usually we need some extra help since we do sell handmade goods, so you will be learning how to prepare that for us. First of all, your supplies are going to need 2 pieces of exterior fabric measuring 8 inches by 6 inches and 2 pieces of interior fabric measuring the same 8 by 6. You can pick those according to your own preferences, but usually we have those picked out already. Then you will need the 2 pieces of, it's mid-weight woven non-fusible interfacing. There's a lot of different types of interfacing, and this is the kind that we want to use since it does create the box shape that we need. Then you will need one 12-inch zipper. Then you will need matching thread. I picked pink since I did pick pink fabric. And then you will need an iron, scissors, a clear ruler, and a pencil for markings. So your first step, you want to choose your fabric and cut it out. I picked pink for the outside and a pattern for the inside. So the second step is that you want to layer your fabric so that it is lined up the way you need it for the bag. First, you want your interior fabric face down. You want your interfacing in the middle, and then you want your exterior fabric facing up. You'll do that for both sets. After that, you want to stitch your layers together a quarter inch from the edge on the long side only for both sets. So now we have our quarter inch seam, and now we need to press it under 1/2 inch so that we can attach it to the zipper. So now we have our 2 folded under seams. Now we want to place the zipper right side up. Place the folded under seam on top of that, like this, and do that on both sides. And then you want to stitch them together so that it will look like this. So as you can see, I've attached the 2 sides to the zipper. Now I need to fold it so that the exterior sides face together, so it's like a sandwich. And then you have to stitch a quarter seam along the long raw edge. So now you see it's like a sandwich. We have the quarter inch seam on this side and the zipper on this side. Now we need to open it up so that the bottom seam is centered on top of the zipper, and so that it's just a flat tube like this. So as you can see, I've pressed it flat. Now I need to move the zipper to the center. You're going to have to reach inside since it's inside out. And that just allows me to now stitch a quarter inch seam on each end. So now I've stitched closed both of the ends, so now it's just it is a pouch now. All we have to do now is trim the excess of the zipper just so that you have just a little bit left over. So the next step is just to pinch off the corners so that we can get that actual box shape. I've opened up the zipper just to allow my hands to get in there a little bit more. So you just have to pinch it off like that so that it raises the interior. and then you have to measure 1 inch from the point itself and then 2 inches across and draw a line. So as you can see, I've done this on all 4 sides. I drew a line where I needed to sew. So now I have to sew that down. So as you can see, the bag is still inside out. I have sewed all 4 corners along the line that I told you about. And now all I have to do is cut off this excess fabric because all that is bulk now. So now we have a lot more room here to turn it inside out. And since we used a nice thick fabric for the exterior and a thinner, looser fabric for the interior, we were able to have, and as well as the interfacing, now we have a nice box shape, and you can just zip it up and it's all done. Just some things to remember. It's very important to measure everything out from the beginning when you're cutting your fabric to the 8x6. You have to make sure all the corners are right corners. They cannot be angles. They can't be off a little bit, or your whole thing is just gonna end up a little weird. When you're measuring the corners, you have to make sure they're perfect triangles that you're cutting off these ends. Otherwise, it's gonna look a little funny in the end. And you want to make sure you have that nice thick outer fabric. Otherwise, like this one's a little more thin, so it does end up getting a little more pushed together like that. But this is maintaining its shape pretty well. Another thing you want to remember is to always go over the ends of your stitches so that in reverse stitching, so that you can close off your stitch. Otherwise it'll unravel over time. Another tip is to use shears to cut off all the ends of your fabric so that they don't keep unraveling. Like this fabric is actually pretty, it comes apart pretty easily, so you use these shears. They have a triangular edge, and that just maintains the edge of the fabric. So now you know how to make these, and you will be able to assemble some for us since we do need that extra help. If you have any questions, please come back to me.